No, I think Coach Herman, when it comes to offensive mind, he knows the game so well, and on both sides. But as an offensive mind, I mean, uh, he's like a genius. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that he's gotten with the Bears, and I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him yet, but hopefully going forward, I will.
Cole Thompson, you're up.
Hey, Sam. I was speaking to a former NFL coach last night, and he was talking a little bit about how the right tackle and the left tackle position, although both need to have value on pass sets and run protection, it's no longer a set where one side needs to be great against the run and one side needs to excel against the pass. With your past experiences playing both sides, do you think that adds a little bit more value to wherever you start your NFL career?
I mean, for sure, being able to play multiple spots is very important, especially on the O line. So me being able to play right and left, if that's tackle, if that's guard, and being able to be comfortable in both positions and stances is something that's very, very important. So I think that's very beneficial for any team that will pick me up.
Brian Davis, go ahead.
Sam, we haven't gotten a chance to talk with you, but you opted out after the Iowa State game and then didn't play against Kansas State and saw what happened to your boy Kerstetter.
Yeah.
What did you think of that injury, and what did you think about your decision at the time? And obviously Derek's going to be okay, but just what did you think of how all that unfolded?
I mean, it sucks. Seeing one of my dudes that I love and cherish and go through something like that is super emotional, and so it really did suck. And making my decision to opt out, was ultimately the best decision for me, and I knew it was time to go on to my next chapter of life and pursue the NFL. But the thing about Derek, he's a hardworking guy, and I know he's going to bounce back from that. And so I'm looking forward to see what he does.
Jory, go ahead.
Sam, you always need a close relationship between a quarterback and offensive lineman. What have you learned about Sam Ehlinger in your time as his teammate that you think would most surprise us?
The thing I love about Sam, and probably surprise you guys, I mean, the way you guys see him is like how he, carries himself is how he carries himself everywhere. So that's how Sam is. He's a very mature guy, can, crack jokes here and there, and which I love. But the thing about Sam is just like he's one of the most hardworking guys I know. When it comes to something that he doesn't. I mean, his leadership skills is just unbelievable. Just like things that he would, he was truly a glue for us when it came to our time here, and his leadership skills were just unbelievable.
Andrew Freeman, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, thanks for your time today. Talking to Joseph Asai earlier today, he kind of mentioned how you helped him practicing against you every day in practice.
Yeah.
So I just want to get your perspective going up against Joseph Asai in practice, how that helped you as a player and what you can learn from that experience getting to the next level here.
Yeah, for sure. I think when it came to going against Joe every day, the thing I loved about Joe, I'll say this to anybody, he's one of the most hardworking guys on and off the field, highest player load type of guy. And, going against Joe every day is like I had to bring my best and, give everything I got, which I loved. And that made each other better. And, like the saying, iron sharpens iron. And that's what happened as the year progressed and as we got older and more experienced at going against each other. Just going against each other in a high, competitive atmosphere is something that really helped us both. And I really appreciated going against Joe.
Nick, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, Sam, thanks for your time. First, have you met with the Steelers at all? Have you talked with them? And second, you have a really epic snatch trap move that you use. How have you learned that, first of all, and when do you really look to use that against specific type of rushers, or is there a certain set where you like to use it?
So with the Steelers, I'm sure in this whole process I'll be in contact with everybody, but I haven't gotten in contact with them. We're still kind of getting through that process of just getting calls in, and I'm sure over time I'll be in contact with everybody. But yeah, that move right there is just something that, especially against guys that have longer arms and and use the long arm technique. I try to hit it right before he gets to my chest so that momentum goes down. It was kind of a technique I just really try to perfect during practice, and it was something that really helped me just against that move and going against the guys that did a lot of long arms. It's a very effective move.
John McMullen, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, looking at your side of the line of scrimmage and tackles in the NFL, anybody you look at that has maybe a similar skill set that you try to take something from their game?
I mean, I look at a lot of guys that, like Taylor Lewan, just his mean streak, is the way his demeanor, especially in the run game. David Bakhtiari, he's one that has, once he gets his hand on you, he has a great anchor. And then watching Joe Staley, overall just very explosive and efficient guy, and a guy that's just so detailed when it comes to his technique.
Jeff Jones, go ahead.
Sam, 484 in the 40, 36 reps sounds incredible to me. How did today's numbers match up with your expectations, and what did they say about you?
I was fired up. I was super ecstatic when I saw those numbers and be able, especially, the 36 reps on bench was something that I didn't quite know I could do, but I was super stoked for that. I was so happy about the 484. It's been something that's been on my mind. That's something I've been chasing after, and I was really happy to acquire that number. And it just shows that I'm strong and powerful. I'm explosive, and I'm quick. So that's what those tests show.
Aaron Wilson, go ahead.
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Sam, when you think about the competition within all of you guys to be drafted as high as possible, how do you approach that to try to set yourself apart with what you've done on tape and what you did today and your interviews as well?
Yeah, I think when it comes to my competitor out there, I love this game. This game is everything for me. And so, you're not going to find another guy that's going to work as hard on and off the field when it comes to my playbook and putting time into my body and putting time into the team. I don't think anybody in this draft class is going to, even come close to that. And so when it comes to it, I think I'm one of the best, not even the best offensive lineman to come out this draft. And so, yeah.
Good time for a few more. Brooke, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, another thing that Joseph mentioned when we talked with him was that he was bummed that there was no combine, because then you couldn't show everyone just how freakish and explosive you are. And knowing that this is a super deep class of tackles, how do you distinguish yourself in the draft process and make sure that teams know just what you can bring to the table?
When it comes to it, I think a lot of it says on my tape, being able to be consistent and showing my explosiveness in the run game and my consistency in the pass game and my mean streak. I think that's very important when it comes to just looking back on my film. I feel like this year, film is everything. And so, being able to put these numbers up and it's the testing, the combine, it's all good when it comes to showing people all this, that, and the other. What really matters is the coaches and the scouts getting these numbers and seeing what type of person and what, type of player I am. So I think one thing is just being as honest and as raw as possible with me and my personality, and showing that, like I said, I'm one of the most hardworking guys on the field and off the field. And I think that's going to really relate and show, just doing my film and these drills and just talking to the coaches.
Joe Cook, go ahead.
Sam, who have you relied on, whether it be a player, coach, anybody? Who have you talked to most throughout this process? And then also, considering your track record, have any teams asked you about playing running back?
That's a good one. I wish. That would be fun. Some running back, fullback action. That would be fun. I think when it comes to this, just my coaches like Coach Hand and Coach McKnight have been really there when I'm talking to them and this whole process. And I think a guy that's really been helping me through this whole process and I'm fortunate enough to work with was Joe Staley. being able to work with him has been a huge factor for me and benefit for me. Just great guy. I mean, I played 13 years in the league. Just watching him play and watching his film is absolutely, amazing. Just being able to be there and get that inside scoop and train with him has been really, really special and beneficial for my game.
Jonathan Alexander, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, hope you're doing well. Question, when you look back on your journey, what memories really stand out or what do you hark back on?
I think some things that just stood out in my time at Texas was just like the relationships I built here and the relationships I'm able to take on, and like being able to be at Texas and come to a dream school like I always wanted to and do that. I mean, it's just nothing but a blessing, and it's just shown me how amazing God has been to me and how many blessings He's bestowed on me, and I'm super blessed, and I think just the relationships I've built here, and the experiences I've had to go through, and playing in big time games have been super just unbelievable for me. So
3 last ones. Go ahead, Calvin.
Sam, there's no combine. You probably can't visit team facilities. Everything's on Zoom calls, even this today. How weird is everything right now to you? I mean, I'm sure people before you told you, hey, you will enjoy this process, but things are different now.
For me, I haven't been through this process before, so for me, it's no different. Everybody else is like, oh, this is so different. This is my first time doing it. So, this is just how it's going to go, and going day by day and taking day by day and meeting by meeting. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. And, for me, this is what it is. This is what I got. I got to run with it and do as best as I can. And so, it's been like I said, a blessing just to go through this whole process. Not a lot of people are able to do that. And so it's truly amazing.
Jeff Howe, you're up.
Hey, Sam, Texas as a program hasn't produced a ton of draft picks on the offensive line in the last 10 to 15 years. And, Connors, they're doing his thing with the Cowboys, and Calvin's managed to stick around with the Broncos. But knowing what the talent, the young talent that's on campus right now, do you view yourself as maybe being in a position to really start to change that narrative and start a new trend that Texas can get back to where it was at one point of churning out NFL caliber offensive linemen on a pretty consistent basis?
I think so. I think being able to show out for Texas and having that start that up, I think for me, any young guy that comes in into Texas, I'm gonna try. I think it's very important and special to have vets come in and help these young guys. And so I hope to be one of those guys that can, have whenever they need me to call me up and ask for advice or ask for, help on something they need. And I think being able to have my, door open for that is going to be really beneficial for these kids and these cats. And so I think that's going to be, like I said, something that's very beneficial for those guys. But, I hope I start a trend. There's a lot of great guys in this, right now at Texas, and a lot of guys I love and care, and that I know I have me on speed dial anytime they want. And that's what I'm going to try to be, is hopefully a mentor for these guys and help these guys going on, because I know how important that was for me growing up and coming to Texas.
Last one, Jeff Jones, you're up.
It's Sam. Entering the draft, some guys don't really care where they get picked. They just want to be in the league. And other guys, the competitor in them is like, I want to go as high as possible. How much do you care about being selected in the first round, top 15, any of that?
It's for me. I think it's a big deal. From a competitive nature, I want to be as high as possible. Like, that's what I want to be. I want to be one of the best guys in this draft. I want to be the best guy in this draft. And so, that's just my mentality on it. But at the same time, I'm, still in a blessed position to be able to go in the NFL and have that opportunity to play for an NFL team. For a lot of guys, it's dream come true. It's a dream come true for me. But of course, I want to, be considered as the best tackle, and I think I am the best tackle.
Sam, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.